You know, I was expecting that COD would actually play ball and just maintain that they would actually disable skill-based matchmaking. But as soon as I saw this video that we're going to be reacting, just be real, I do want to react to this. There is a video from Blame Truth, the COD father, who I'm subscribed to when it comes to checking into news in relation to Call of Duty. And this video is called Activision is Copyright Striking Battlefield 6 while the community is distracted over skins. I just want to get my reaction out there because I've been telling on a few shorts how Call of Duty itself is actually making problems because of how it is, and now that it's actually finally gotten way worse, especially now that Battlefield 6 has come to play and COD is losing players. Basically, what Call of Duty is actually doing right now is they're basically telling Battlefield 6, hey, we're supposed to do those things. We're supposed to do those things. No, Call of Duty. You went individual style shooters, while the actual point of actually going into warfare, it's what Battlefield 6 is actually showing. And you actually want to tell us, okay? You want to tell us that the essence of warfare and modern warfare is what Call of Duty is showing? Maybe in the Modern Warfare series, sure. But Battlefield 6 is showing the core concepts of this, while you guys have just been fooling around writing down that COD is basically like Fortnite. It's not a good look. It is not a good look, and it is not Call of Duty at its core. So why would people even take you seriously for that alone? So, which is why it's a good thing I saw this. And thank goodness. We're going to be reacting to this. My God, Activision cannot take a break. Because let's just be real. They have been screwing up ever since they intended to make a live service out of the next iteration of the Modern Warfare series since 2019. And we've seen how completely right we were and how so messed up they would make not only the Modern Warfare series, but every other parallel title that gets published right next to them. Vanguard, for instance. The Black Ops Cold War is basically mediocre. It's still okay. Modern Warfare 2, okay. New elements are being introduced, but it's a little annoying. It comes off as a little annoying because elements of those are also being introduced into Warzone. And where it actually goes bad when it comes to the Modern Warfare series, the next iteration of the Modern Warfare series, the writing got worse. Modern Warfare 2 had it's good follow-up, okay? The problem is Call of Duty just keeps making these problems when it comes to sequels. They're stressed and exhausted of sequels year after year after year. All because there are investors who'd like to actually see the entire franchise done in an instant. But that's not how it works. Who do they think they are? Who do they think they are, for Pete's sake? Dude, give the developers a break. But of course the developers can't have a break because the publisher just likes to keep working them to the bone. Of course they can't have a break. It's not going to happen. It is never going to happen. As long as the publisher has the ball, and they keep forgetting the obvious signs that when things are not working, they should change. But no, they keep going at that same direction. It just is not going to work well for them, and they just choose to go right at where they think is best. I really just believe that they are very much at a point and they can't sustain themselves. Okay. They really just can't. Oh my God. Really? Give me a moment, guys. Be right back. I hate that we actually have to get used to the fact that for some reason OBS is just not making me do what I want to do. It's just, come on, dude. I am trying things. I am trying, and for some reason, I don't know. Okay? Look, let's just get to it. All right.
Here, and I have a lot I want to cover this video. I have a lot of people I want to insult this video, and I have a lot of people I want to make upset this video, inadvertently or maybe even advertently.
Absolutely. You can do whatever you want, sir.
So, in my Battlefield 6 criticisms video that I posted a few days ago, I was very surprised to see that there was not a lot of disagreement there, even though I'm a Call of Duty player. And I think the reason is because I've been playing FPS for just let me check my watch here. 24 fucking years. I mean, all over the place. I've been playing since Half-Life 1 on my compact Presario, fucking 2001 piece of shit PC. You know, I've been at this a while. And I don't really like to try to make other FPS just COD clones. I don't like to make them Battlefield clones. I don't like to make them Rainbow Six Vegas clones. I don't like to make them Halo clones.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I like each FPS to be their own thing. So my Battlefield 6 criticisms video, I mean, it's pretty much what other Battlefield players have been saying. You know, like I'm not like reinventing the wheel here. So I have more, I think, clout than a Face Swag or a Tim the Tatman or a Nick Merckx or whatever, that every other word that comes out of their mouth when talking about Battlefield 6, it pertains to the BR.
Battle Royale, Battle Royale, Battle Royales,
Battle Royale, BR.
Can I just be honest? Okay. Also, just to address Bailey XX, don't just send any message just to get my attention. For Pete's sake, be pathetic sometimes. And you also got timed out for sending so many capital letters in your freaking thing. All you just gotta do is just say hi and be genuine. I don't like bots. For Pete's sake. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, Battle Royales. Whose good idea was it to even make Call of Duty about Battle Royales in the first place? It has been something of a mind-boggling thing ever since it became a subject when it comes to the actual game itself. Why insert Call of Duty into the Battle Royale genre just so that Call of Duty can actually prove that there is so many things they can actually do? Is that the actual thing that you're doing right now? Is it really just so badly considered that this is how it's gonna be? Like, them trying too many things at a time in which it becomes so stressful, because that's what it feels like to me. It really just feels as if they try too hard to be relevant and they actually fall flat. Okay, they shouldn't fall flat just because they stop getting relevant soon. It's just they just have to stop being unbelievably shitty. If they want to be relevant, all they gotta do is at least for some reason, just be a good placeholder for some reason. Okay, be a good placeholder for many other platforms instead of just being way too many categories at a time. It doesn't do good for them. Okay, doesn't do too good for them. Why would it be? Why would it turn good for them?
Battle Royale, Battle Royale.
I'm excited for the Battle Royale.
I mean,
The game itself, not the BR. I think I'm into a little bit of it, like the TDM. Maybe we can play it for a couple days.
And I'm not that fucking person. Fuck the BR. All right?
From the beginning, there were already bad signs that Call of Duty was going to be changed into something we would not recognize. And let me just be real, okay? Buying up a corporation as well would absolutely change how a game would look, especially if there's bias towards a game or against a game. It just depends on the situation. But let's just be real about this. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it always looks like to me. That's what it absolutely just always looks like to me. All right? I don't like where the signs point to. It's something we have to keep. It's something we need to keep out there as an issue, just because there is a franchise that seeks to actually be trendy. Like, it likes to be in social media. You know what I think of Call of Duty, right? You know, actually what I think of Call of Duty right now, I think of it as a flashy shooter, and I equate Call of Duty as like an influencer who just like to take pics of herself. You know, she likes to take too many pics. Call of Duty has basically lost its identity. Let me handle something first. I'll be right back. Okay, so basically the only things that I'm actually noticing when it comes to OBS changing stuff, especially when it comes to resolution changes, it doesn't like me to actually change stuff so easily to the point that it wants me to stop the stream for a bit just for me to change the bitrate. It could be a little annoying. Anyway, where was I? Oh, where was? Let me try to remember. Give me a moment here. I'm sorry. Okay, train of thought lost, but let's try to rewind it. Oh yeah, that's right. Battle royales. Yes. Why do you guys, you people from Activision, want to seek to make a franchise into something that people would recognize as, well, something else? Why force yourselves to look for new audiences? Is it because? Is it really just because you guys just don't like to you guys just don't like to be old school anymore? You like to be hip and trendy or something like that? You just like to be Gen Z, or you just like to be the Gen Z of gaming or something like that? Is that how you want to be? Is that how you just want to be? Really? It's really pathetic, you know? It's really just absolutely pathetic that you would actually do that to yourselves. It's just, wow. No. Just no. I prefer you guys to actually just be honest about yourselves and do better as Call of Duty so that you don't get overtaken by Battlefield. Oh, too late. Battlefield overtook you. And now, apparently, Activision is going to copyright strike the heck out of Battlefield 6? For what? For being a sore loser? They're going to copyright strike the hell out of them just because Activision right now is a seriously sore loser. Pathetic bunch of pieces of shit, dude.
Alright? Fuck fucking Battle Royale in general. Probably gonna piss people off just saying that, but fuck that game mode. I hate.
Honestly, there's nothing wrong with Battle Royales, but I get what he's saying. Call of Duty was turned into, for some reason, a Battle Royale fest. I didn't like that move either, but when I tried Warzone, there was fun in it. It's just that it turned into something that I didn't seem to actually understand. And to actually make sure that my sanity stays, I had to pull out. While it was still in the Vanguard, patches. I hate it that Warzone has turned into something I did not know anymore. I was just done over there because that was the moment I realized that the only good thing about the better versions of the Call of Duty franchise only ended up to the Modern Warfare 2019 game. And that's it. That's the only good thing that these group of games were able to impress me for. That singular game, the singular Modern Warfare iteration on 2019, I don't care if it actually has sequels to advance the story. I would take up to Modern Warfare 2019 as the only canon for this group of games in particular. I don't care what you say. I would rather take the game all the way to there because Call of Duty and Activision had outdone themselves at that point. It is the future decisions that absolutely made me hate them. It's the future decisions that made me hate them. That made me not want to go back to Call of Duty anymore.
Hate it. It sucks. I'm here to play some damn Battlefield. Take your Warzone Fort.
Oh yeah. There was also talk between streamers. That they would like to have a Battle Royale mode in Battlefield 6. I'm sorry. You guys have a real big disconnect because you guys are Call of Duty shills. Please shut the fuck up. You guys just don't deserve to play Battlefield 6 if you're looking for something that Battlefield 6 will not provide. Oh, hold on. Give me a moment. I'm being called. I'll be right back. So apparently I'm needed for some stuff. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm sorry. I just had to find a few things. Thank God I found my keys. Thank God I actually found my key. Also, I keep hearing the stuff about... I'm not the one who's actually politically talking at the time, but unfortunately, when you actually hear a leader declare that there are plans for him to consolidate power, talking to the FBI and Tulsi Gabbard is at the same time as just Trump, you're also making absolutely sure that power over party, over over core American interests. What you're saying is not American in talk. This is you consolidating power. This is not the way, dude. Anyway, that's definitely not what I'm here for. Anyway, I'm just gonna get back into it. All right. Yeah, I hate this. I really do. Anyway, back to more Call of Duty trashing because Blame Shoes has said it right. Okay.
Night, one life mode, and shove it up your ass sideways. All right. I don't give a shit about BR. I never will. You will not see me play 1 second of it on this channel. I'm just not into it. I stand by that. I understand I'm losing money just by doing that. I do not care. I am not going to play something I do not enjoy. But regardless, because I am like that, I think my opinions and my criticisms and my, I don't know, everything regarding FPS in general is taken a bit more seriously.
I am not a hardline Call of Duty player. Let me just tell you guys at this second. I am not a hardline Call of Duty player, but you don't get to change the atmosphere of Call of Duty into something that we don't know, and then we wouldn't notice. Absolutely. Battle Royale, including that, it should never have happened. It changed Call of Duty into something we didn't recognize, and we were right. We were actually right about it.
I do not want Battlefield 6 or any Battlefield game to become like Call of Duty Light. So when I say what I'm about to say in regards to this skin drama that's going around, trust me, I understand. I've even said, and I quote, give them an inch, they take a mile, in regards to Call of Duty, Activision, and what they do. And maybe some people are so burned with EA that they don't want to give them even a millimeter, because that's technically what this is. And I get that. You know, EA is no saint. EA is still EA at the end of the day. They're not as bad as Activision Blizzard, but they're not great either. So I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. I really do. But I think at a certain point, this becomes a bunch of weird, like, incel neckbeards just screaming into the void about how they want Battlefield 6 to be this Milsim experience, despite it still being an arcade shooter. I hate to break it to you guys. This is still a video game. You're not in a real war.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know, man. I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off just saying this stuff, but
it's not a hot take. It's just common sense.
People that want to live.
It's common sense, bro.
The military
it's okay.
But they can never do it because they're not brave, tough, or thin enough to actually get in. So, yeah. There needs to be something in the middle. You ever heard the term, the truth lies somewhere in the middle? I think with Battlefield, we need to stay more in the middle. We don't need Nicki Minaj and farting unicorns and stuff.
Yeah,
we also don't need every fucking skin that comes out to be like TV static gray. It's just, I don't know. I'm going to cover all this and more. This is the Reddit thread in question, by the way. I'm going to cover this. I'm going to cover the title of this video, which is sadly not clickbait in the slightest. I got a very interesting email I need to delve into. But we're going to cover all this and more after a brief word from this video's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Fume. Now, habits can be good or bad. One of my bad habits is I leave the seat up in my bathroom, and every woman in my life, when they sit down, just disappear into the void, and I never see them again. I need to work on that. Fume is a flavored air device designed to help people move away from vaping and other bad habits, which can cost you an arm and a leg and hurt your health as well. There is no vapor
Natural
and no
flavors.
nicotine, just flavor with Fume. Instead of inhaling these harsh chemicals, you simply breathe in natural, non-toxic flavors that satisfy the cravings without the downside. Fume is great if you are a fidgeter. A lot of you guys are looking like Ricky Bobby out there with your hands. Fume helps you curb that bad habit.
I'm just letting that QR code be right there, guys.
Fingers occupied.
You do what you
and don't
gotta
worry, guys.
do with
Fume
it,
feels
but
premium. This isn't some cheap thing. This is like real wood, great, high-quality build, sleek aesthetics. You name it, Fume's got it. So, guys, over 500,000 people have already made the switch to Fume.
Fume,
Why not join them? If you're ready to try it for yourself, now is the time. For a limited time, if you order the Journey Pack using my code BLAMETRUTH, you'll get a free Fume Topper, an awesome accessory to help level up your experience. So click the link in the video description or the pinned comment, or scan the QR code on the screen to get yours today.
Yeah.
So this is what has everyone up in arms. The first Battle Pass skin with...
What? That's not... What is this? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Is this Battlefield 6? Grounded skins for a while. 18 days exactly. Okay.
Blue in it has made people lose their fucking minds. 21,000 upvotes. This is that Call of Duty PTSD I was talking
21,000 upvotes, but how many downvotes? Are we gonna see that? We're not seeing the number.
About in my last video, where people are scared. Like, the damage done by Call of Duty, it's like a cancer.
Yeah. Maybe the Saudi royals would not actually be changing. Maybe the Saudi royals would not be changing Battlefield 6, but considering that Call of Duty has had a lot of influence towards games that had touched with its similar categories, it's come to the point that, god damn it, what is this? What is this? I mean, no. Is this a Battlefield 6 skin? And this was because Call of Duty was an influence. Whoever made that design, I don't want to trash on him, but this design is... Honestly, I don't know exactly how to talk technically about how camo works. This design is mediocre. It's not the best, but it's not bad either. But that's only one on one direction. I haven't seen the other directions of this skin in particular. I cannot entirely judge it because I'm not even playing Battlefield 6. So hey, but still, I would know if it is actually ugly. It's not, but it's not beautiful either. Okay, that's my take on it.
Just spread to every FPS. They're scared. Battlefield fans are scared that this is going to lead to ridiculous skins in the future. However, I need to just break this down logically, because this is just a fucking argument if I've ever seen one. It's on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, all the people that defend the absolute nonsense in Call of Duty as far as their skins go. This is on the other end of the spectrum, okay? So I need to call this out as well. And if I don't call this out, then my entire logic since like 2007 goes up in smoke. So I have to just speak my piece and say the truth here and kind of bring people back to reality, all right? The blue skin I just showed you is essentially this from a grounded war game.
Wait, this is not a Battlefield 6 skin? Wait a second. Hold on.
Game.
What is this?
2007. Look. Blue Tiger camo.
What? Hold on.
From Call of Duty 4.
From 2000? Wait a second. Okay, I haven't seen this. I have not seen this. Maybe this is probably one at a crucial, probably at another part of the Call of Duty history, but I haven't seen this one yet.
From 2007. This is what has 21,000 people on the Battlefield 6 subreddit freaking out. And here are the rest of the skins, I think, with the Battle Pass. I got...
With the Battle Pass? Hold on.
I'll be honest with you guys. I gotta be honest.
Oh, whoa. Is that Battlefield 6 or Call of Duty? If these are the skins from Wait, are these Call of Duty skins? I think these are Call of Duty skins. Wait a second.
Honest with you guys. I see no issue with any of these skins, personally. I mean, I understand that some people want this, like, olive drab, you know.
Wait a second. Are they Battlefield 6 skins or Call of Duty skins? Now I'm confused. Guys, you gotta give me a moment here. Even I don't know this. Okay, so I found the actual subreddit. Yes, I found the actual subreddit right here. Okay, hold on. No. Without getting into that, hold on. Guys, let me tell you, I think this is Battlefield 6. No freaking way. But at the same time, grounded skins for a while. 18 days exactly. This is on the r/Battlefield subreddit. I'm gonna join in just because. Choose my flare. Nah, I'm just gonna go right in it, okay? Submit. So, weren't we supposed to have realistic skins for some time? Something that someone should would really wear during a war. Yet it seems that with the start of Season 1, everything will turn to colorful mess. With no way of differentiating teams based on uniforms, the game will look more like a paintball or ASG event. Colorful weapons with pictures, colorful camos with neon accents, weird mix of things that are supposed to look cool but end up simply weird. People were sold on a vision of a game which looked like a real battlefield with soldiers, not a bunch of randos just like in the 2042, yet it was all a lie, and it will only get worse down the road. During the beta, when we had all the soldiers wearing matching uniforms, it was the most immersive experience so far. But you can say goodbye to that vibe. It will never return. There won't be uniforms matching biomes. There won't be a way to turn off any awful skins. Typical bait and switch. Whoa, whoa. That basically, this is just. Oh no. I think if this is an actual Battlefield 6 skin. Oh shit. If they're going to make that design as Battlefield 6. Oh my god, bro. What the literal hell? What the literal hell is going on? This is not good. Oh my god. This is not good. This is not good, guys. This is not good.
I gotta be honest with you guys. I see no issue with any of these skins personally.
These skins, however, are no problem. If they're from Battlefield 6, they're okay. But that blue one? That's going to come out as one of the worst, probably worst or mediocre designs, but I cannot entirely judge. If there's artistic intent, if that's not supposed to be welcome. Remember, you're using camouflage as camouflage. You're using camo uniforms to get an edge. Not be in a simulated room where it's like Fortnite. This is not Call of Duty. This is not Fortnite. There is no Battle Royale here in Battlefield 6. Don't turn it into something that we will not recognize. Basically, if the artist has only an artistic intent and not to ruin the game, that will be fine. But if that's a troll design, it'll be a completely different story. And I hope it is not a troll design.
I mean, I understand that some people want this, like, olive drab, like, super realistic camo experience in Battlefield 6. But if we go back to Battlefield 1, even, we had this, which is way more outlandish than anything I showed
Battlefield 1, holy shit.
you. Absolutely no one will be running around with a golden inscribed gun on.
Exactly. But that actually looks awesome. But at the same time, it's a giveaway. It's a real giveaway that someone is a pro and someone has been really playing the game and they should not be messed with. That's a dead giveaway. Definitely, I would not use that. Look, any skin. Okay, I'm not into weapon skins. I'm not into Call of Duty at all. But I would not be using weapon skins that would make me actually very blatant, very overt, to the point that I would be telling people that I am a pro and I'm experienced and that you should avoid me. Basically, this is the type of design that tells most experienced players this same message. So yeah, I would not be using this either.
On the battlefield in real life, because it's not real life, it's a video game. Going back to the Call of Duty 4 kind of reference there, right, with the blue tiger camo, there was also red tiger camo, and these are just kind of fun little colorful things you can put on your gun. Did it take you out of the immersion of Call of Duty 4? I don't think so. In fact, I remember when Call of Duty 4 came out, there were a lot of people on like GameFAQs forums and whatnot that were huge fans of Call of Duty 2, for example.
Yeah.
Actually complained about this stuff. And they were just like wanting this super realistic World War II experience. But if you do that, if you just like pigeonhole yourself into this super strict set of rules, you fail to evolve. And I'm going to say something a bit shocking and brave here, and I don't think anyone would care because these games are like 20 years old now, but Call of Duty 4 it's like a better game than Call of Duty 2 in about every single way, in my opinion. I don't think that's a controversial opinion. I think Call of Duty 4, from the multiplayer to the single player, is a better game than Call of Duty 2. Did these camos make a difference in that? Did the flashy, immersion-breaking blue tiger camo change any of that? No, it did not. Back in the day with Call of Duty World at War as well, a lot of people were bitching that in World War II you didn't have these, like, dot sights or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, they did not have dot sights. Why are out of lore elements actually there? I don't know why either. Holy shit.
But at the end of the day, it's a video game. So eventually people just were like, oh, it's fine. Like, they got used to it. And the dot sites in World at War, no one would even think to complain about that now. Most people just have pretty good memories about that game because it was a solid World War II arcade shooter. And the key word here is arcade shooter.
Yeah.
That's still what it is at the end of the day. I mean, look what I'm doing here. I'm chasing down a tank with a blowtorch.
Yep, exactly.
To quote-unquote repair it. This guy comes at me with a blowtorch, trying to blow my face off like he's a plastic surgeon in a back alley of a New York City strip club. It's a fucking video game, man.
Yes.
Stop taking it so seriously. If you take it this seriously, then sign up and actually serve your fucking country and stop being a pussy. You want a real war experience, man? I've got people in my comment section that...
Yeah, I would actually take this as this definitely as something. Arcade shooting is just as fun as Sandbox. Okay, this is not Arma 3 because I was used to more on Arma 3, but this is actually great too. An arcade shooter that's really, really just much more realistic to actual real time stuff or real life stuff is actually something fun, and this is fun. Okay. This is a video game that is actually supposed to be fun. And that is what video games are supposed to be. Fun. Okay? That is what video games are supposed to be.
Actually serve, and I respect the hell out of them because they are way braver than me or you. You know what I'm saying? And I've been the first to call out Call of Duty for using real wars and then putting in like Snoop Dogg and fantasy bisexual elves and...
Yep. You put Nicki Minaj and the likes of Snoop Dogg, and you would actually recognize eventually that, yeah, this is not Call of Duty anymore, and this is not legal, this is not modern warfare. This is something else. And I don't like it when my game suddenly changes into something like that. Thank God I did not go back to Call of Duty ever again. Ever since Warzone gave me a bad taste.
And Seth Rogen smoking pot and stuff like that, because it's disrespectful to the real conflicts that happened and the people that served and died or came back fucked up. And you know that's true. I was the first to call that stuff out. But just like, I don't know, man. The color orange, I don't think is going to offend anyone. And this isn't even based on, you know, a real event that happened like the Gulf War or World War II or whatever, you know? So I truthfully think this stuff is fine. I understand where people are coming from, and I understand that it's not even really their fault. They have Call of Duty PTSD. They don't want the game to turn into Call of Duty version 2 with stupid skins, so they're calling this stuff out now. This is that PTSD, that damage that Call of Duty caused for the past 6 years that I am talking about. I still have people convinced there is SBMM and EOMM in Battlefield 6 multiplayer or whatever in my comment section. Like, it's you cannot
wait a
win
second.
Battlefield 6 about. I still have people convinced there is SBMM and EOMM in Battlefield 6 multiplayer or whatever in my comment section.
And how better would it be than Call of Duty if there is SBMM and EOMM at all? Skill-based matchmaking is the worst way that Call of Duty can conduct itself when it comes to multiplayer matches at all. It's just, if it exists also in Battlefield 6, how better is Battlefield 6? It's not. Right now, it's just an arcade shooter, which is great, okay? I'm just gonna... Give me a moment, guys. Give me a moment here. Okay, where was I? Okay, yeah. Now, I'm just gonna get back to it.
Like, it's you cannot win. That remains to be seen with the Battle Royale, but as far as the just Conquest multiplayer that I mostly play, I notice no SBMM or EOMM.
And thank God there isn't.
Anything of the sort. It's just Call of Duty has fucked people up. So in a lot of ways, I get it. I think with Season 2, if things continue to get worse...
Hopefully it doesn't, but we've only seen the skins. So far, hopefully, it doesn't get worse. Hopefully. The influence of the Saudi royals just because they bought EA Hopefully that has nothing to do with how season 2 goes bad, but if it's just real developer plush, if it's just real publisher or developer plush, let's not take any bullshit. Hopefully they do not disappoint us.
Then call it out. Then I'll be on your side. But, I mean, I just don't want every fucking cosmetic in this game, personally, to be like TV static gray or whatever. And, like, I don't really see anything in this that's worse than something I would have made back on Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. I kind of want to cover those games because those games were, I think, truthfully pretty milsim. Like, I think Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2 are the most realistic shooters I personally have ever played. I don't know.
You know, I never really finished the story of Rainbow Six Vegas and Rainbow Six it's on the PS3, right? Yeah. I haven't finished those. I haven't really gotten to finishing those. Maybe there would have to be a time that I actually get back to those. It's really something.
If you missed out on playing those, I think they're good games to go revisit, like phenomenal single-player campaigns. But just take a look at this here, okay? In that game, you could create your own kind of soldier
Yeah, that's the good thing about this. Yes.
Or single-player and multiplayer as well, for that matter. I think in the second one, you could even do something as ridiculous as use your Xbox Vision camera to take a picture of your face, but a lot
Oh my god.
of people used it for other things. They took pictures of other people or took pictures of like their box fan in their room or whatever and made it pretty silly.
Box fan.
But for the most part, every single creation in that game is nothing worse than what I am seeing in the Battlefield 1 like skins. So I don't know, man. That was a very realistic game, and again, you could choose to kind of add your goofy face to your soldier or whatever, and most people didn't care because it was either funny or interesting or, you know, it was a nice customization tool. And a lot of the uniforms and stuff, I mean, they were pretty colorful. I think they were all fairly grounded, but at the same time, I'm just not seeing a big issue. And a lot of
Battlefield 6 is honestly awesome. Honestly awesome. For some reason, I keep really just telling myself that it doesn't need to change too much. It just needs to improve on a couple of things, maybe any optimization and stuff like that, maybe more modes that actually make it what it is. Not any modes that actually entirely change the concept of what Battlefield is. Basically, don't change it too much.
A lot of the Battlefield content creators out there that also cover this don't see a very big
Looks completely fine to me.
issue either, and I think this is just, I don't know, making a mountain out of a molehill. In Season 2, if things get crazier and they keep going with it and they keep pushing with it, then push back. But as it stands, man,
As it stands right now, it doesn't look threatening.
I would say let this one just kind of be its own thing. If they end up changing the colors and making it a bit more drab, I wouldn't mind that either. I am not that picky either way. But if it still bothers you and you're still just so upset at the color orange and blue and maybe a little yellow and green, I would recommend maybe putting on a monochrome filter. Pretend like you're in an old war tape. You know, you want that realism, right? You want that milsim experience. Well, turn your HUD off.
That's so cool.
That's not realistic. You also don't need to be using the repair tools. The defibrillator, definitely not realistic. In fact, after you get shot in
the defibrillator. I like it that medics are given much more, given more purpose, considering they're part of support and they can actually revive. Yeah, but sometimes it's a little OP. Sometimes it's a little OP as to the actual time that is needed for a medic to actually fully heal someone. It's just damn. But at the same time, this is also an arcade shoot, which is actually okay.
the head by any bullet, you should probably just roll around on the ground until someone kills you, because that's also not realistic. Maybe go play the hardcore mode in Portal or something like that, where you die in like one bullet to the toe.
Oh my god, there is a hardcore mode? Hold on, wait.
You should probably just roll around on the ground until someone kills you, because that's also not realistic. Maybe go play the hardcore mode in Portal or something like that, where you die in like one bullet to the toe.
Oh my god, Portal! Seriously?
There are a lot of things you can do to circumvent these skins coming to the game. You know, you can. Again, just turn your color completely off, turn your HUD off, stop using these unrealistic gadgets, and proceed to run around the battlefield like you're in a 1942 fucking war film. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Just do that. There you go. Problem solved. All right, now on to the second part of the video. Let's get that thing music going because, oh man, this is gonna get juicy. I got an email, and it's probably just best if I read this email for you verbatim. So, without further ado, let's get right on into it. The full story. I built a zombies mode in BF6 Portal called Project Osiris 2 days after
The BF6 portal. Oh.
launch. It went viral, 1K plus views in 24 hours. Congratulations, by the way. Got mentioned by Jack Frags, Tactical Brit, Garbit, and others. The mode was purely gameplay, wave-based survival, mystery box mechanics, perk systems, all generic game design concepts that exists in hundreds of games. Then EA sent me this. To paraphrase this message, we have disabled the portal experience you created after receiving an intellectual property notice from Activision Publishing, Inc.
What? Just because of a submission of what?
I started digging into whether Activision actually enforces this stuff consistently. Turns out they don't at all. Before I get to the next part, I'm sure you guys have heard of some things getting taken down from...
Yo, just because of portals, just because of submissions? Are you freaking kidding? Oh my god. Okay, more interruptions. Guys, I'll be back. Sorry about that. It's just my aunt actually just said I closed the gate just to make sure that we're all secure for tonight. I even turned on the water supply. Anyway, I just want to point out, Activision has no right to remove stuff that actually makes shit better for Battlefield. It makes shit better for Battlefield. They got no business in actually taking down any user-submitted content just because Activision finds anything freaking similar to what they got only for the sole purpose of making Battlefield look absolutely better, and it serves as a substitute for Call of Duty. Honestly, if you ask me, maybe it should just make Call of Duty more bad. Because let's just be real, zombies is one thing, but at the same time, of course she wants me to take the pee again for an hour. That's just my aunt. Okay, let's just be real about this, okay? I'm not sure if Call of Duty was the very first company that actually made... Oh, shut the hell up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop with good. Again? It's been no, just don't. Just no. Fuck. Jeez, no. I'm not gonna do this. I am not gonna do this. You are not going to... I'm already in the flow when it comes to reactions. I'm not going to get someone... Okay. Oh my god, I hate it when there are disruptions that actually disrupt my talking points like this. Okay, where was I? Okay, I'm not sure if Call of Duty was the one who made zombies in the first place. Was Call of Duty the initial franchise that started the zombies? Started zombies at all? No, Call of Duty was not the... Excuse me? No, Call of Duty was not the initial franchise that started the concept of zombies in video games, but it was the first to popularize the game mode as we know it today. The first video game to feature zombies was Entombed in 1982, but Call of Duty World at War, released in 2008. Was the first to introduce the now famous cooperative zombie survival mode that became a staple of the franchise. Entombed, there's Entombed in 1982, Zombie in 1984, Resident Evil 1996. Okay, first to introduce now the cooperative zombie survival modes. Call of Duty, fine. That's where we can actually agree. Call of Duty popularized the cooperative zombie survival mode. Would they be... Okay, I'm just going to go deep AI for this one because I need to definitely ask. Call of Duty popularized the cooperative zombie survival mode. Would they have any grounds to take down any user submitted content or projects in other and other competing titles such as Battlefield that have similar aspects to the zombie survival mode in Call of Duty at all. I'm asking I'm asking the Google AI itself. Okay? I'm also going to be asking this to ChatGPT. First, check this. See if there's any leeway, okay? The concept of cooperative zombie survival mode is not protected by copyright, so Activision would have no grounds to remove similar user-created content in a competing game like Battlefield. Copyright law protects specific creative expressions, not general ideas or game mechanics. Specific creative expressions only. A Battlefield project via a user submission should not be pursued. Here's a breakdown of the key legal principles that apply. Ideas versus expression. Copyright law distinguishes between a general idea and the specific creative expression of that idea. The underlying concept of a zombie survival mode, which involves players fighting off waves of zombie-like creatures, is an uncopyrightable idea. That means it can be copied into different game modes. The specific elements of Call of Duty's Zombies mode, such as the unique character designs, music, storylines, maps, and dialogue, are protective creative expression. But for zombie survival mode as a genre, it is uncopyrightable and it can be copied. Now, uncopyrightable game mechanics. Game mechanics, rules, and methods of play are considered functional elements and cannot be copyrighted. This principle is in place to allow for innovation within the gaming industry, where developers build upon each other's successful ideas. The wave-based structure, ability to buy new weapons or unlock new areas. Basically, these things that actually make the actual genre, basically it can be incorporated into another game, but for some reason... Okay, let me just finish the information that I have. Oh, no. No, let me just make it really clear. Activision is only doing this to make absolutely sure that Battlefield does not get any better than Call of Duty. That's the only reason they made a copyright strike against the user submission who's operating in Battlefield. What the literal hell is Activision thinking? There should be no legal basis for them to come after a user submission project just because a genre that Call of Duty popularized is being copied. But here's the thing: the only thing that should not have Call of Duty pursue the user submission project for is the actual detailed character, like the characters, the music, the storylines, exactly. But the genre itself, you do not come after anyone just copying the genre. No, I mean, did people come after? Did most people come after the Call of Duty Battle Royale? No, because it actually is a valid thing for them to do. Call of Duty can actually get the snippets of what that game mode is, Battle Royale. But it also made Call of Duty so ugly, as it is, so toxic, to the point that they would actually make sure to shut players up, to shut people up, just to make sure that they tell others their game is better, and if you actually try to one-up our game, we will shut you down just for the heck of it. This is why I hate Call of Duty, because they're showing the very thing that I actually hate about them. They shut down people just because they don't want any competition to ruin their product. I hate it. Let's finish any other information, and oh boy, it's getting to the user-generated content now. Publishers typically have terms of service and user license agreements that govern the content users create within their games. Okay, so we're talking about Battlefield here. We're talking about the Battlefield side here. Even if a user's creation in Battlefield draws inspiration from Call of Duty, the developer and holder, EA and DICE in this case, control the user-generated content on their systems. Activision's legal recourse would be limited to pursuing the user or the competing developer for infringement of specific expressive elements, not for using the general game mode concept itself. So, Activision cannot come after the user-generated content if there are specific elements in the user-generated content that has specific characters, specific music, specific story concept, or the script itself. Basically those things, okay? Not for the game mode. Definitely not for the game mode. While the idea versus expression distinction is the key principle, there is some nuance based on how closely a work imitates another's expressive creation. In some courts, like in the 2012 Tetris Holding LLC versus Zeo Interactive Inc. case, have ruled against a game that copied another's unique gameplay expression so closely that it mimicked the look and feel. Many of the conversation found Call of Duty Zombies modes, such as fighting waves with zombies, are considered standard for the genre and are not protectable. Basically, the genre itself can be copied. So what I think, okay, because the mode would lack the specific for protectable character, it would not be a direct copy of the original. Exactly! Cooperative zombie survival mode in Battlefield would be a non-infringing new work. Exactly! Now, let me get back to the video, and I would actually definitely comment on this. The only reason Activision did that is because they didn't want to be one-upped at all when it comes to their game. And they still have not admitted to themselves that they are the losers. They are the loser franchise. Activision does not want to admit that they are the loser franchise. They're absolutely doing this just because they want to stay relevant. This is them showing that their relevance is slipping. Activision, you guys are cooked. You guys are absolutely cooked to the point that it's overcooked, that you guys will not be able to be consumed well because you guys are so bitter at this, bro. The sorry state you guys are in.
The Portal, mode, and mostly shipment and stuff like that, COD maps and whatnot. And
yeah, I'm just gonna comment down on this immediately. Call of Duty is really butthurt. They copyright strike anyone using the genre, but the genre itself, without any specific characters, music, or storyline, can be copied to other games. If this is okay, I'm gonna comment down, and this is actually real. If this is the sign of Activision wanting to patent this genre, and hopefully it's not, hopefully it wouldn't be the case, we're gonna be seeing another Nintendo incident, and it worsens Activision's image. Yeah, this is gonna worsen, and it worsens Activision's image. If they're gonna be doing this, if they're gonna be making an actual Nintendo incident, just like with how Nintendo actually patented summons, it's never going to look good for Activision. But no, do they care? No, probably they wouldn't care anyway, because at this point their shitty game is going downhill. Warzone tries to keep relevance, but things are not working out for them. Their game is shitty, dude. They're just not admitting it.
I kind of predicted this, but not to this petty, disgusting level. That last sentence there that he said, turns out that they don't enforce this stuff consistently, is the red flag. As if you needed another reason to leave Activision, Microsoft, and the rest of those fucking narcissists behind this year with Call of Duty. This should be the number one thing. Like, maybe you're sold on them giving you some fucking relief from their horrible matchmaking system this year, and actually
an actual red flag.
Finally, after getting cock-stomped in every measurable metric by Battlefield 6, and don't buy that Circana bullshit that they came out with. I'll make another video on that in due time, but I don't want this video to be like 45 minutes long or whatever. But regardless, back to the email.
Oh my god. The Battlefield 4 weapons. Yeah. I don't care what that user submitted project Portal actually has. Let's just be real, okay? Let's just be real. Assets, it doesn't matter what assets are also used as well. There are no story, character, music, or timeline assets that are being used in this project too. So it doesn't matter what kind of assets are being used. Here's the thing. Activision's hypocrisy really shows that a lot of their little assets are being used anywhere, but as soon as anything related to Battlefield 6 comes that actually copies off the genre, they think they can actually make it stick. It's not going to work because you can't copy a genre. You can copy a genre. You just cannot copy the specific elements of the genre's timeline or plot. You cannot do that. But you can copy a genre. And if it comes to the point of Activision trying to make a patent over the zombie survival mode, which I hate to be the actual contributor to that, we would have another Nintendo incident that makes people want to stay away entirely from Activision, entirely from Call of Duty, entirely from... It's already a bad precedent enough of Nintendo's incident in which they placed a ban over summons. They're hitting Elden Ring, they're hitting other games that actually use summons too, they're hitting everyone using summons. It is ridiculous. If this is going to be the introduction of Activision doing the same thing as Nintendo did, there is going to be a huge mess of lawsuits that might actually succeed or fail, but it depends on the integrity of their patent. I don't think Activision is going to make a patent. I think this is just them being petty. Indeed, this is actually them being petty.
This guy gives evidence of Activision's hypocrisy. Live and in 4K here. BF4 weapon pack in Black Ops 3 Steam Workshop, and I'll show a screenshot of this. It's still up. It's still up to this day. Literal Battlefield 4 weapons ported into COD, still on Steam Workshop right now. No takedown from EA. Counter-Strike's Dust 2 and COD Zombies. This is where it gets interesting. Multiple versions across BO3 and World at War. Direct recreations of Valve's iconic map. Activision allows it.
Yep.
Halo weapons and maps in Black Ops 3. Microsoft's IP freely used in COD custom content. This is before the buyout, of course. No enforcement. Hundreds of COD Zombies modes in other games. Gary's Mod. 15 plus years of COD Zombies content. Roblox. Games with millions of players. Fortnite Creative. COD map recreations with codes. Minecraft. Countless COD Zombies recreations.
The hypocrisy of Activision. The hypocrisy of Activision. This is why Activision is such a horrible publisher.
All of them are still up. The real reason they took this down, this isn't about copyright. This is about
competitive damage control. Oh my god.
Activision are only going after Battlefield 6 and EA because they are desperate and fucking pussies.
Exactly. They're losers.
While the community is distracted with some blue tiger camo and a guy with some orange on his outfit, this is happening. This is the real thing that the community should be up in arms about. I'm not trying to downplay the fact that, yes, EA could make the skins a little crazier in the coming seasons, and I'm not trying to downplay people's PTSD with the cancer that is Call of Duty leaking into other FPS games like...
Look, I'm just gonna say it. Call of Duty should just die out in seconds. It should just die out. It is a cancer, indeed. The moment Call of Duty began branching out and greenlighting very horrible ideas that make it less Call of Duty and more live service and profit only, it became very clear that Call of Duty was never going to go back from being profit hoarding, and it would actually sue anyone who thinks that they can actually just copy something off of Call of Duty, something unique. The hypocrisy, however, when it comes to Call of Duty, the Call of Duty of today, they don't have any say over any old assets because they cannot touch those. Here, this is just petty. This is just petty to the point that they just want to make it absolutely clear that they are angry, they are desperate, that they are being one-upped by Battlefield 6. It is just them showing a lot of loser vibes, loser aura. The more people are documenting this, the more people are convinced Activision and Call of Duty are losers. They're losing badly. And now that they got some competition like Battlefield 6 actually making them lose quicker. People are more convinced that Activision and Call of Duty are undesirable games now.
Battlefield 6. I understand your
I am not sorry, Call of Duty. You got a shit game.
concerns. I'm just trying to say that they're not that important. This, however, fucking is. Instead of the Battlefield community, and what I'm about to say will fucking piss you off, maybe. I don't really give a fuck, though. The Battlefield community, what they should be complaining about is stuff like this right here. Stop bitching about the fucking color wheel in the video game and start bitching about this stuff right here. I mean, again, you give Activision an inch here, they will take a mile. I mean, we should not allow this. In fact, every single Call of Duty player should be calling this out as well. Not just the Battlefield 6 community, but the Call of Duty community. In fact,
Yep.
this, like, seeing this is so fucking disgusting. I don't even want to, I no longer want to play Black Ops 7. I already covered them lying to our fucking faces.
Yeah.
I covered that ridiculous Matt Scrontz interview where he answered questions and whatnot, and it's complete bullshit. I made like a 30-minute video calling out the lies and hypocrisy just in that particular Q&A, that like 2-minute long Q&A section. Guys, we need to stick together here because I don't think the enemy is EA anymore. I don't think them putting like some orange and some blue in the fucking battle pass is a reason to freak the fuck out on the Reddit, but I think this is. Let's continue reading this email. There's more, and this guy brings up excellent points. Okay?
Oh boy.
Why what they're doing matters. If Activision can weaponize copyright claims to shut down user-generated content on competing platforms, it sets a dangerous precedent.
Game mechanics aren't copyrightable. Here's the thing. Nintendo made themselves more scary. Game mechanics aren't copyrightable. We might just see another patent come around, and Activision might actually do a Nintendo. If they do a fucking Nintendo, oh my god, we're all going to lose it.
Game mechanics are not copyrightable. Wave-based zombie survival exists in thousands of games. Mystery boxes, perk systems, round-based gameplay. These are industry standard design patterns. Either Activision enforces this everywhere, impossible, and would kill their own community, or they admit this selective enforcement targeting Battlefield.
Yeah, this is selective enforcement.
Activision claims BF Zombies mode violates their IP while hosting.
What? Hold on. It claims the project's BF Zombies mode violates their IP, but while hosting EA's Battlefield weapons in their own Games Workshop. Yeah, the hypocrisy there. They're tied. Activision is hog-tied. They can't get themselves out of this mess.
EA's Battlefield weapons in their own Games Workshop. You can't make this up. I've built a community Discord, 80 plus members, distributed the mode files so it can't be killed, and documented everything. I'm ready to rebrand if needed, but I want people to know what Activision pulled here. You've been calling out COD's BS for years. You cover industry hypocrisy. This is both.
Yeah, this is bad. This is absolutely bad. Activision, you're just not hiding it anymore.
I completely.
Oh my god, Activision, you have to die. You just have to die, Activision. You just really have to die.
And thank you again for sharing. The story writes itself. Activision uses copyright to attack Battlefield Portal while hosting Battlefield content in Call of Duty. And this guy, I'm sure, has evidence, like hardcore evidence and emails and whatnot and screenshots to back all of this up even further if I need to delve into it. He has offered to help me out every step of the way, so I may do a follow-up video on this particular one. But no, it's not right for this guy's creation to be taken down. You cannot copyright fucking zombies. At that point, George Romero would rise up out of the fucking grave.
Yeah, because he also made zombies a part of his game because Doom, okay? George Romero, Doom, okay?
And copyright strike Call of Duty all the way back in 2008, you know, with COD Zombies. I fucking hate this timeline. I really do. I feel like everyone just gets distracted with bullshit, and this is like kind of a societal problem. I'm not sure what it is in Western civilization, but it's like people get distracted while things just crumble around them, you know? The Battlefield 6 Battle Pass is not a concern. Like, stop giving so much attention to this, please, and focus on what Activision Blizzard is doing, trying to take down Battlefield Portal content and essentially gut a mode. If anyone at EA sees this, any lawyers at EA sees this, fight back against this and take down the shit that's in Call of Duty's older titles from your games. Take down that Battlefield 4-pack, please. Like, if they're gonna play dirty like this, you might as well play dirty right back. And it sucks for the people, the players that just want to create stuff in other games and have it, and play it on other games. But, like, they started it. Activision started it, Like, if EA wants to finish it, then that's the price we have to pay. But, dude, I just do not like this whatsoever. And I have a burning question, a realistic question here. Maybe someone more versed in this, maybe someone more intelligent on the matter can answer this in my particular comments section below. But this is the question. Please, someone answer it. How does one realistically copyright a multiplayer map in a shooter? Whenever I see the names of these maps in Call of Duty, for example, they don't have any sort of trademark symbol, like, I don't think you can trademark the term shipment, you know what I mean? I don't think you could realistically copyright the geometry of a multiplayer map in a shooter. I don't know, man. I don't know the legal mumbo-jumbo with this, but I feel like this is completely baseless, and EA are just succumbing, maybe because Microsoft has more money than they do, and they don't want to fucking deal with it in court, at least until the Saudi Arabia buyout of EA, that is. But it's just a fucking mess.
Yes, it is.
Regardless of all this, the players suffer.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like, the players just suffer because of Activision being fucking cockroaches yet again. This whole, we're taking out EOMM, we're listening, we're taking out SBMM, we're making the map.
Everything that Call of Duty is actually doing is absolutely reactive. They're not being proactive. They're not making the trust of their own players any better. Okay? They're not making the trust of their own players any better. So what are they doing? They're not doing too much.
3 lane again. Hey, we remembered how to count to fucking 3. Buy our game. I'm sorry, I am not buying this shit for a fucking minute.
Exactly.
You can take the cockroaches out of the house, but you can't take the fucking cockroaches out of the owners of the house. And Activision Blizzard, every suit and tie motherfucker there, are cockroaches to their very core.
Yep.
They will continue to fuck over the player base, whether you are playing Call of Duty or not. And by the looks of things, they're gonna get away with it because people are too busy trying to fight EA on some fucking skins in the Season 1 Battle Pass.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you're really a focused player who wants to make sure that Battlefield actually exists, know the higher details, know the actual higher details of making sure that game actually does stay integral and it does stay good. Okay? If you want to make sure that your favorite game is actually ahead, you got to talk to others. Don't just game it out.
Pass. Rather than really call this out. Like, this is what should be getting the 21,000 upvotes on fucking Reddit. Will it? Probably not. This is probably just going to be a video that exists and it gets swept to the wayside and no one else really covers it and people just allow it to happen. And I am sick of this shit. This is why you are worried about these skins in the first place, because you have let Activision Blizzard, the Call of Duty community as a whole, have let Activision Blizzard get away with this stuff for 6 years. I have been calling it out. Me, guys like me, my viewers, and yet we are back to square one. We have people terrified EA is going to start putting in, I don't know, the color magenta in a skin.
Yeah, exactly.
To the point where they are completely blind to stuff like this happening. Seriously, spread the word on this, please. I beg you. I'm out of time though, guys. Our victory is imminent here on Conquest, but I do not want to see Portal get gutted because of Activision Blizzard throwing their weight around. fuck this, man. If you're a Call of Duty player and you don't even play Battlefield, do me a favor, please, and still call this out.
Okay.
If you play Battlefield, take a break from trashing EA and the stuff in the game and go after the real enemy, which is Activision Blizzard. I am begging you. Those are my final thoughts. I'm out of time. I'm gonna go open up a fucking Blamewiser. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace. Oh yeah, and thank you again, Fume, for sponsoring this video. Check them out, guys.
Oh my god. Blame Truth is so unfreaking believable. He has been a player, and he has been someone who has been making sure that Call of Duty actually has good integrity, but he failed at that point because the decisions made over on the games is just it was just disappointing. There could have been preventable things. There could have been things that have prevented the game to actually get worse, the franchise to actually get worse, but no, that's not what Call of Duty did. That is not what Call of Duty did. After Modern Warfare 2019, let me tell you, shit did not work out well. Shit did not work out well for them. Simply because they like to hoard the profit. Simply because they like to make absolutely sure that they rule shit. It's not that simple. Come on. At any point, I do not want to see Activision turn, for some reason, into a real problem. Activision turn into a real Nintendo incident problem. If they become a Nintendo incident problem and they make it a pattern, that they make some sort of patent that they actually do not want zombie survival mode, an actual copyright. Hopefully it doesn't happen. But if it does, and it should not happen at all, watch out, there might be changes when it comes to the law. Activision is purely American. Activision Blizzard is purely American, so keep an eye out on anything related to entertainment purposes. If there is any sign at all that EA is actually going to really mess this up, if there is really any sign that they're going to actually mess this up, please make absolutely sure that you guys are very aware of this. Activision is just being a loser. They're not like Nintendo, okay? So I think this will just be a one-off issue, and hopefully it is just a one-off issue. Holy shit. If it just becomes worse after some time, then this really just becomes a Nintendo incident, and they're just going to make the zombie survival mode a patent in itself, which I believe it will not be. Yeah, they're going to be killing their community entirely. They're going to be gutting it, really.